Like, he never tried to be like, oh, just because I drink, you can't drink, or you can't hang out with your friends.
I was supposed to be back in a month. She stayed with me for 3 months. I had 3 surgeries. Each month I had a surgery. And then I had a bone infection, so I got a PICC line in my arm, which y'all don't know about. That junk is about this long.
It's one thing when people just gossip about your relationship, but when whispers start turning into receipts, and every single one seems to point in the same direction, that's when things get messy. Right now, fans are buzzing with the belief that Travis Hunter and his wife, Leanna, are hiding a serious dead bedroom situation. And some say it's the real reason cheating rumors have been swirling. This theory isn't coming from nowhere. We're talking pregnancy speculation, wedding clips that scream zero chemistry, and even her own past words about Travis not being her type. Social media detectives have been piecing together every awkward moment like they're building a case file. And many believe her pulling away from him at the wedding reception was basically her way of saying, without actually saying, that he just can't deliver in the bedroom. The deeper you dig, the more these pieces start falling into place. And it's wild. The wedding reception was the spark that lit this whole fire. Cameras were flashing, guests were clapping, and Travis leaned in to kiss his brand new wife. But Leanna turned her head in a split second. It was subtle, but not subtle enough for the internet to miss. That tiny moment exploded online. Some viewers argued she was just trying to protect her lipstick, but others swore it was a silent rejection. The kind you don't see if there's real chemistry between two people. And with all the rumors already floating around, fans didn't buy the lipstick excuse for a second. Many saw it as a clear sign something deeper was wrong. If you haven't seen the clip yet, this is the exact moment that sent social media into overdrive. After that, the speculation got personal, fast. Comments started popping up saying she refused to kiss him, but still took the ring. And even, this love looks more like a business deal. The real guy she's with is probably at the wedding. People began connecting the dots between that cold reception moment and every other awkward exchange they'd seen between them. And honestly, a lot of folks agreed. You don't pull away from your own husband at your wedding if you're dying to be close to him. But for some, the kiss, or lack of it, was just the tip of the iceberg. Almost immediately after, another rumor wave hit. Pregnancy speculation. Fans were convinced Leanna looked pregnant in certain wedding photos. TikTok users went full detective mode, doing side-by-side comparisons, circling her stomach in screenshots, and slowing down videos like they were analyzing a movie trailer for hidden clues. Travis and Leanna quickly shut those rumors down, calling them baseless and saying people were just reaching. Maybe they were, but the denial didn't end the conversation. It just shifted it. Because now, some started asking the more explosive question. If she really was pregnant, was Travis even the father? And that's when the theory took a darker turn. If the spark between them was really dead, did that leave space for someone else to step in? Suddenly, every other rumor seemed more believable, and old clips started resurfacing. The kind that fit perfectly into the narrative people had already decided was true. One clip in particular was like gasoline on the fire, an interview where Leanna casually admitted that Travis wasn't really her type when they first met. She didn't sugarcoat it, she just said it plain. And to fans already convinced something was off, it felt like confirmation.
I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type. So then I left him.
I wasn't her type.
I left him in my DMs for like 2 months. And then finally I answered him. But I didn't want to be nothing. I just wanted to just be.
Fans didn't just watch that clip, they clipped it, remixed it, and threw it back online with captions that made her look even worse. Some were calling her a terrible liar, while others labeled Travis a major simp. A few even took it further, saying it wasn't just about looks. Maybe she just wasn't feeling his whole vibe from day one. The theory goes like this. If there was never that instant physical pull, maybe the spark never fully lit. And if that spark never lit, it could explain a lot. Why she sometimes looks distant in public. Why certain moments between them feel more like PR than passion. And why those bedroom rumors just won't go away. And the timing couldn't have been worse because right as this clip was going viral again, another old video resurfaced. One that originally lit the cheating speculation on fire. This one showed Leanna at a party, dancing real close with another man. Now let's be clear. This wasn't some brand new post-wedding scandal. The footage was older, but the way it popped back up made it feel fresh. In the clip, she's smiling, leaning in, clearly comfortable. And on TikTok, that's all people needed to call it evidence.
CC for the trap, 2C for that cap, 2C for that jet. Yeah.
Comments flew in from "ain't nothing worse than finding out the woman you love is a 304" to "he needs to run." And while no one can say for sure if anything actually happened, the optics hit differently when people already believe she's emotionally and physically checked out of her marriage. This is where the story starts making even more sense to the online crowd. Travis is a homebody, all about football, training, and relaxing at home. Liana, total opposite. She's social, she loves going out, she enjoys nightlife, and she's admitted it herself, even saying there were times Travis would just sit in the car waiting while she was inside having a good time.
The first thing that ever stood out to me about Travis was that he never tried to change me at all. So like I said, I met him in college. He was in high school, and I obviously I was in the middle of outgrowing partying, but I still partied a lot. And I don't know if y'all know this, but he doesn't drink at all. Like, even though he's legal to drink, he doesn't drink. And I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila in my veins. So I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I drink. And I used to party and stuff. And he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside partying, and then take.
Now, that's not a crime. Plenty of couples have different lifestyles, but when one person is living a quiet, low-key routine, and the other is out at events, making moves and surrounded by new faces, people notice. Fans started pointing out that this is why she's often spotted without him. Not always because something is wrong, but because they don't move in the same circles. And then there was the Heisman ceremony. This is the moment many point to as the start of the cold wife talk. Travis was having his big moment on stage. The crowd was on their feet clapping. And Liana? She stayed sitting. Coach Prime literally had to nudge her to stand up. It lasted only a second, but once that clip hit the internet, it spread like wildfire. Some said she looked bored. Others thought maybe she was trying not to steal his spotlight. Either way, the image stuck. From that day on, every time she showed up in public with him, people zoomed in on her body language like it was evidence in a court case. The crazy part? If you watch the full video, she does clap and cheer, but nobody cared. The internet had already frozen that one moment in time, and it became proof that she wasn't into him. And once that label stuck, it didn't matter what she did. People were ready to believe the worst. That's why, when Travis finally stepped in to defend her, it became its own headline.
Yeah, she W girlfriend. She made sure I was able to use her card. She let me come over when I wanted to get away from my family. Stay the night with her. She had her own money. She bought me all the food that I wanted. She always been. She learned how to cook for me. She didn't even know how to cook before then. Y'all see, I get to play every night, right? I get to play every night. For the real supporters that been here, y'all see me get to play every night.
He revealed she had cried herself to sleep after the flood of online hate, and that it hurt him just as much to watch her go through it. But here's the twist. Travis speaking up for her didn't shut the critics down. It only made them dig deeper. The internet took his emotional defense and spun it into a whole new theory. That he's blindly protecting her while ignoring all the red flags people keep pointing out. As soon as his comments hit social media, old posts and videos started getting dragged back into the spotlight again. One clip showed Liana out at a lounge with her friends just weeks before their wedding, dressed to impress, sipping drinks, and laughing it up with a group of guys. Was it harmless fun? Maybe, but online, it was instantly labeled sus. People said the vibe didn't match a woman deeply in love and about to walk down the aisle. Then came the so-called mystery follower theory. Fans noticed Liana had recently followed a private Instagram account linked to a local nightlife promoter. Within hours, screenshots were flying, and people were claiming this was the same guy from one of her older party videos. Nothing was proven, but in gossip land, proof isn't required when the storyline already fits. The more this narrative picked up steam, the more people started dissecting her social media patterns. They noticed she rarely posted Travis, and when she did, the captions felt cold or generic. No love of my life type posts, no gushy anniversary shoutouts. In contrast, her solo pics and girls' night videos were full of energy, filters, and playful captions. And then, a curveball. A fan dug up footage from one of Travis's live streams where someone in the chat asked about his relationship. His smile faded for just a split second before he laughed it off and said, "We're good." That tiny pause, barely a second long, became a whole topic of discussion. Some fans swore his face told the real story before his mouth did. Things got even messier when a podcast brought up their wedding day body language. The host replayed the reception footage frame by frame, pointing out how she avoided his touch multiple times, not just during the kiss moment. They highlighted how she adjusted her dress when he reached for her waist, how her smile dropped when he whispered something in her ear, and how she seemed more engaged with the guests than with her own husband. By now, the cold wife image had taken on a life of its own. People started tagging Travis in posts telling him to wake up and calling him loyal to someone who's halfway out the door. Others defended him, saying not everyone shows affection publicly and that Leanna might just be a more reserved personality. But the louder crowd? They weren't buying it for a second. And just when you thought the drama couldn't grow any bigger, a TikTok trend kicked off where users stitched their videos reacting to every sus clip of Leanna. Some were comedic, others dramatic reenactments, but the common thread was the same, painting her as detached, uninterested, and possibly hiding something. For Travis and Leanna, it meant every public move was now under a microscope. If they were spotted together and she didn't smile, screenshot. If they weren't together at all, she's avoiding him, theories immediately fired up. Even innocent interactions with male friends became hot gossip overnight. At this point, the line between truth and speculation was so blurry, it didn't even matter to most viewers. The drama itself had become the entertainment. And whether Leanna was truly a cold wife or just the victim of a ruthless online narrative, the internet wasn't showing any signs of letting it go. Travis stood firm, making it clear he didn't believe Leanna was being disrespectful at the ceremony, just caught in a bad-looking moment that got twisted by the internet. You could hear the frustration in his voice because no matter how many times he tried to explain it, the trolls weren't letting up. Some people respected him for stepping up and defending his wife. But others, they twisted his words into even more theories. Suddenly, the question was, why defend her this hard if there's really nothing to hide? And is he covering up something bigger? It was the kind of situation where speaking out didn't put the fire out. It poured gasoline on it. Even people who'd never followed them before started digging through old clips just to see what the fuss was about. Then, after weeks of being the centerpiece of every TikTok theory, every gossip page, and every sports blog headline, Travis and Leanna vanished. Their accounts went dark. No new posts, no live streams. Travis barely popped up anywhere. And when he finally did speak, he claimed he was stepping away from social media because the hate had gone too far.
Information, I'm still not on social media, so whatever y'all say.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
I'll never know. They're all. You cannot get in touch with Travis unless you text his phone.
But if you've been keeping up with the rumors, you know that explanation only made people talk more. The official story was that they wanted peace and privacy, but online whispers were telling a different tale. Word is, Leanna allegedly vented to one of her girlfriends that Travis couldn't keep up in the bedroom. And somehow, that little detail made its way into comment sections. If that's true, you can imagine how humiliating that would be for him, especially with teammates, fans, and random strangers reading it. No wonder he wanted to disappear. But their silence backfired in the worst way. Instead of dying down, the speculation exploded. People took the quiet as proof something was really wrong. And suddenly, every old clip, every awkward glance, every questionable rumor felt like part of one massive story that was finally coming together. And this is where the drama got real. It wasn't just about love or loyalty anymore. It started hitting Travis where it hurt the most, his bank account. Word online is that when he and Leanna tied the knot, they skipped signing a prenup. And here's the kicker. They got married in Tennessee, a state where alimony laws can get messy. Depending on the length of the marriage and the details, the payout could be massive if things go south. So, let's stack this. Fans think Leanna's interest in him has faded. There's chatter about her getting close with another guy, maybe even a Jaguars player. And if they split, she could walk away with a fat piece of his rookie earnings. That's not just losing your wife, that's losing your wife and your wallet. Online, people have been calling him the biggest loser in this whole situation, Because even if the cheating rumors aren't true, he's still stuck in the middle of a PR nightmare, a marriage everyone thinks is crumbling, and a financial setup that's basically a ticking time bomb. But here's what fans can't shake. Many believe this entire saga started in the same place, behind closed doors. If the spark in the bedroom was the first thing to die, maybe everything else we've been seeing is just the fallout. And if that's the case, whatever happens next could blow this story wide open. So what do you think? Is this just the internet being messy, or is there truth hiding in plain sight? Hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.